Hi guys, my name is Isaac and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you all the buttons on the Sony A6400 and their functions. Let's jump right in. Right, so that is the power button. It has the on and off. So if you want to turn your camera on, you use that button. And that is the mode dial wheel. So these control the modes in which you want to shoot in. So you have the aperture priority, you have the manual mode, you have the auto mode, we have the film mode, and even in slow motion mode. So whichever way you want to shoot in, you just have to turn the wheel and select in the mode that you would want to shoot in. We move on to the next one, which is your control dial. So what this control dial does is controls your aperture. So if you want to increase your aperture, you move it onto your right hand side. If you want to decrease your aperture, you move it onto your left hand side to control your aperture. Yeah, so like that. And we move on to the control wheel. And on the control wheel, that is where you find your shutter speed. So in whatever speed you would want to use as your shutter speed, you just have to use your control wheel and select it. And on the same wheel, you have your ISO button. So you just push in your ISO button and use the wheel to select in whatever ISO you would want to shoot in. So in ISO 2000, ISO 100, ISO 80, you just have to use the ISO button and the wheel to select. Next is your functions button with the FN initials, which means function. So when you press on the functions button, you get to access your quick menu. So that is where you find your auto ISO, white balance, your focus, and other functions that you would like to access. That is where you find your quick menu. So next up, we have the almighty menu, which consists of tons of pages. If you want to access the menu, you just press on the menu button and you use the control wheel to select whatever function it is that you would want to do. Yeah, and can also get stressful and confusing sometimes, but I'm sure we'll find our way around it. So this camera actually has an inbuilt flash, and the way to access it is to push the thunder sign button beside the menu button. So you push it and the flash pops out of the camera. This might be a little bit smaller and not enough for photography, but we are just getting started, so we can just manage this for now. And we have next our multi-interface shoe, and this port is actually responsible for connecting your external flash to the camera. So if you buy an external flash and you want to connect it to your camera, this is where you connect it. You can also connect your external microphone to it. And we have the electronic viewfinder. So this is where you put your eye and you look through the camera, through the lens, you see your subject and you take a shot. So this is actually an electronic one with a sensor. Next one is your record button. So it's actually a small button on the right hand top corner on the side of the camera. So what you do is you have to change your mode of your camera. So you have to change it through the mode dial and change it to film and press on the record button, and you have your video recording. And if you want to stop recording, you push the same button. And you can also use the shutter button to take the video if you want to. Now, if you want to have access to all your media files, so all the photos, all the videos that you've taken previously, there's a play button right under the control wheel. So all you need to do is to just push that button and have access to all your previous files, all your photos, all your videos that you've taken. And if you want to zoom in, you go to the AF and the MF button, push it, and it will give you access to the zoom and then zoom out, zoom in, using the control wheel to zoom in and then zoom out your photos and your pictures or your videos. And we have the trash can button down there as well, and this is where you get to delete all your videos or your pictures or your files that you don't need anymore on your camera. So anytime you want to delete, you just push the trash can button and you use your control wheel to delete all your photos or media files that you don't need anymore. Now, when you look onto the left hand side of your Sony A6400, you get to access where you have to put in your microphone jack, your HDMI port, and your USB port as well. And so this is where, when you have an external microphone, you put the jack in there. You have your HDMI cord, you put it in there, and you have your USB cord or your multi, you put it in there. You can actually charge your camera by using the multi-port as well. Now, when you look under the camera, there's a hole with a screw in it. So this is where you fix your monopod and your tripod stand when you want to fix your camera on it. And next to it, we have the battery and the memory card slot. And anytime you want to have access to your battery or your memory card, this is where you find it. And I'll suggest that you take out your battery before you take out your memory card to avoid messing up your battery cover. Yeah, so I'm putting it back just as I took it out. Yeah, right. And I'm going to put my camera on, and yeah, there you go, it's on. Yeah, so now we go to the lens, and taking out the lens, I found it very difficult because the button where you have to push for you to be able to unlock the lens is a little bit smaller, so getting access with my fingers, I found it a little bit difficult, but I finally got it out. And yeah, so overall I think the Sony A6400 is a very good camera. Haven't really got access to using different lenses on this camera yet, but I believe it's a very good camera, and considering the size of it, quite small, and the battery drains a little bit faster, so I'll just have to get an extra battery and problem will be solved or will be minimized. Yeah, but overall I think it's a very good camera, very handy and very solid, and I would recommend anyone starting out photography to try and get the Sony A6400. Bless up, and I'll see you in my next video.